Welcome to TIMBERBORN Update 7. My name is Nilaus and we are here as Update 7 is going from experimental to main branch, and I have prepared a little series for you where we go from this very start until the very end where we get the maximum happiness. 76 happiness is the objective. I'll be structuring this into a few episodes, and each episode will be focused on one era of the game or one age of civilization. And this is kind of something I have mentally split this game into different eras, and then therefore I'll try to keep them as separated as that. So that's hopefully interesting. I hope that you want to join on this short let's play of the game, and that should showcase all the new features, also the new features in updates 6, because I haven't played with those, like the world wonders, haven't built those yet, and the 3D terrains and the new tubeways, and yeah, so it's really cool. The folktales have ziplines, the Iron Teeth have tubeways. We're going to choose that. We're going to choose the plains map because I like that plains map. We're going to play on normal mode. Hard is obviously harder, but after a while it doesn't really make much of a difference. It's just bigger stockpiles. So we're going to play it on normal so we can get all the way through and uncover all the new cool things. So if that sounds interesting, be sure to hit the like button and leave a comment below, and then we'll see how this evolves. Alright, here we are. We have all of our little, I was about to say dupes, but that's another game. So, we are going to do some things in the beginning, and I have some ideas. We're just going to pause it so time doesn't progress. There are some things we want to do in the beginning, and there are some things that I want to prepare for late game, and let's just start with that. So, I want to make sure that I've come up with a good way of doing warehousing. I've come up with a good way of doing housing. So I'm going to be doing this as my housing part, and then, or as my warehousing. That will be the same forever. And then I will be, yeah, that's not actually it, is it? Let's do it different. Let's see here. We're going to do a lot of deleting here. There. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I have found out that you can actually have everything stored in this location. That's also going to be a very small location, so that's really neat. Then what I want as well is I want the housing. The housing will later on become these large barracks, but we're going to be starting with the normal barracks. So we have to assume that they sort of are one behind them as well. And then I want a block like this. This will be enough for every single one we have here. We're of course not going to make them right now, so we're just going to do that. Pause, 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 and pause, because we don't really want these built, but we want to just highlight where we want them so that they are actually going to be here. And I'll just do that. That will obviously not be there in later on. So there's a lot of walking path right now that is kind of wasted, but I want to take this away or build it on the green, or not on the green one, so we can reserve the green for more important stuff, such as let's get some trees knocked out. So we're going to get some trees, and we're going to get some trees down here. Let's set up the cutting. That's going to be cut, and that's going to be cut. Great. What else do we want to get in the beginning? I think that we want to get some collection of berries over here, and that will just be collecting berries. What else do we want? We also want, let's also get some kohlrabi going. That's a farmhouse. We can put that right here in the corner. That's always like a bad idea to put it in the corner, because that's a million things that I want in the corner as well. So we're going to put it like one off the corner, so we keep that corner for something else. And then we'll do the kohlrabi. That's kind of a good thing. And that tile is not going to work. How big do we want it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's do 6. And let's get it somewhat down here. And then we also down here, we want to get some water pump. That's definitely a thing. We have a deep water pump. Let's see. What if we build it here? We kind of want this area to be like our small industry to begin with. And therefore, maybe we'll do something like this and just kind of park these right here. And we will also get a little water container. Where's that? That is there, that one. We can put that, 2 of these here. And they will of course be set to water. So once we've done all of this, then I think that it's... we also probably need some inventors as well. They are also nice to have. That one does not need to be here, so we can just put some inventor buildings, so we can get some invention points when we have some idle robots. Or, not robots, beavers, yes. There we go. So that's kind of a little bit of a start to get going on this. So let them unleash them and have them start building it. Things have stabilized a little bit, and we got a few of the initial things done. We have our Karabi gun here, and I think it's now time for us to start making a little bit of the first infrastructure, or that one. And, well, we want to, but we can't afford to. So let's get, the only way we can get power, well, there's actually two ways, but we can get power like this. So we get a little bit of power that way. We do not have the staircase, that's 70 research points, and the other one we really want is the forester. So those are the main ones we want to get, but we can still get this one so we can get some planks going, and then once we can get down into the water, we can also start building a few more of these if we want to. Up here, yes, this one is starting the breeding process so we can get more. We are kind of not having a lot here, but we do need to get these breeding, and then we'll be get going. And this area is also emptied a little bit quicker than I'd like, and this is why we want the foresters. I've tapped this area up here so that we should now be able to clean this forest out, and then hopefully we can get over and get some more forest before we run out completely. So it's time for us to build the next few things. We have the first bit of planks here, 27. That's nice. That's something. And what else are we going to do? Yeah, see, this is just waiting to clear up the rest of this. There's a little bit of stuff left. That one really needs to go away because that blocks the path over here. But what we really want to get is the forester. It's the most important thing. We unlock it, and then we kind of figure out where we want it. I want it actually, they don't need to be able to get further over than there, so I'm going to place it right there, and you're going to be prioritizing oak. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this into an oak. Oak is amazing, and this one goes all the way up to that corner. That's this corner, and then we just oak it up like this. It's probably going to be a little bit too much. And we have a line down here, so this will take basically forever to make, and we have these two, and I'm probably not going to go all the way over here. I doubt that that's going to be, oh, and also this part is not working anyway, so let's not try to build that here. That's not how we do it. We do it like this. Don't do this area. That means we could actually just get another storage in here. I don't think I want to be this close, so let's also take that out. Keep it for a line. We're going to get another forester over on this side, which will be focusing on, oh, right. We don't want foresting down there, so we could actually make it up here, because then it can reach a little bit further upstairs. Or I do it this way, and then I delete these here. They are not super important, and then eventually we will be able to make a wall, road up here. This one will focus on, I don't know, berries, but it'll also build over here in this area. We are also going to get some other things. That is going to be, I kind of want to just do this with, oh, not oak, but with pine. Pine is pretty quick. This is a temporary thing, and we will be discarding it as we see fit. Basically, as soon as we find something else, then we want instead, then we'll just discard it. There, and now I can also do that one, because then we can actually get this done. And that will go over here and get a wall up. Then it's time for us to build the cassava. I think that is over here. We don't technically need a new farmhouse for this, but I kind of like having a farmhouse, even then it's just set down to one. And then that's going to get us the cassava that is over here. That one. And let's get it all the way down here. What else do we want to make? Let's make another one of these, because we kind of need it. And then maybe we should also make a manual labor thing here. And then when we have, oh, they are not happy. Why are they not happy? Oh, they're pretty hungry. Oh, get food. Let's get two of them in here to get some food going. There we go. It should be fine. It's time for the next unlock. Next unlock is going to be the wooden stairs, which require some planks. So we're going to be a little bit careful where we want to place them. There, and here, and here. Those are going to be the main parts. So we can now bridge across here, and we can get up top here. Like, as we get this one on top, then this berry farmer thing here can probably also reach. Then it will be able to reach both locations. So we can take that up here and then get that one done instead, and then remove you eventually. But we are stabilizing on food. They are okay for food, but they're not great. which means I've also set this one. We change it back, and maybe we'll just go back to maybe only have one of those. And that is the first drought that's approaching. The first drought is not going to be particularly serious, so that's... but we do want a little bit more, so I'll take a third of these small ones. We can't make the bigger ones because they require some gears that we don't have. But let's get this one going as well. So we have 2 of these, or 3 of these, and then having both of these operational. There we go. So we're going to be focusing a little bit more on water, and then everything else will just have to be sort of, well, less important. Here's the drought. How well prepared are we? Not really, but it's a 3-day drought, so it should be fine. We have a little bit of water here. We are going to keep pumping. It will dry out. I don't think that it's going to be drying out too much. What I really would have loved to have is have built the levees here, the levees and the dams, but we are very, very short on wood because, well, nothing is getting done. This one is also not being planted. We have these 2, and these are the ones that are mainly, basically, the only source of wood here, and that's it's a little bit of a problem, but it'll be fine. I think it'll be fine. Yeah, so the first drought here was a little bit rough. It's all about just surviving it. We lost, obviously, our cassavas and kohlrabi. That's kind of expected. We are then seeing the storm flood coming in here. Very much sorely needed because we don't have any water and they are very unhappy. That's just how it is in the beginning. We'll let it go, and we will have then 2 of them working on replenishing our water storage, our water stockpile for the next round. What we want to do in the next round, what we want to get done before the next round is we want to get something. The levee would be nice to have. Yes, please. Oh, that's expensive. There. We can do that, yes. And then another thing that we want to do is this small platform. Also want that, 100 points. And then we don't have any more points left. Why do we want this? Well, because we do want to get down here eventually. That one and that one, because this is a great place. Even though there is a push here from all of these, then we can use it for farming mangrove, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to be setting up a mangrove forest down here. As far out as we can reach. Yeah, and then we're also going to be taking this area and then cutting it off so that we have for the next round, like the dam. How big should the dam be? Like that would be like the obvious thing, but it doesn't really need to be that big. We could also just sort of shorten it a little bit, but I can't build it down here. So let's build it like this. Let's see, they are 20. These ones are 12, so the more of these we can build, the better. That is a bad build, but whatever. That's fine. We'll do it like this. Here, they're slightly cheaper. 4 of these will definitely be enough to build it flow, and then it flows down nicely. We can do something else with this later on, and over and over, and then we get that. Things are both stabilizing and becoming more unstable because our little extra forest here is now gone. And this up here, we're also taking that. That's almost gone as well. We're sort of starting to work our way up so we can take out the stuff up here. We also are sort of working our way, but that's just, all of that is temporary. There's also something over here that we are also taking out. So everything is temporary and everything is just disappearing. So that's somewhat of a concern. The oak forest is long time until that's ready, so let's keep planting more stuff. That is mangrove that has to be planted underwater, and if we look at this one, this can get all the way over here, but I think that's too far away. I think I'll cut it off there, and then we will eventually build something like this so that I can keep the bad water out, and then we can leave the good water flowing in here, and that way. Not something we want to build right now, so let's make sure that this gets lower priority. There we go. But that also just gives us an indication of how far we can plant out. You can see this is already turning into bad water, and we really don't want them to go into the bad water. When there's a drought, then this one stops working, and they will be going, yeah, they might go in here and get yeah, get sick. And then we don't want that. But we do want some mangrove forest. We don't need a lot of mangrove forest now, but this one should be healthy enough and stable enough for us to make right now. It also gives us a potential for, for building something above here if we want to choose to do that. So this one is prioritizing the oak first because it takes forever, and then it will get, once it's done with that, all of that, then it will be starting on the mangrove forest. Yeah, which will take a little bit of time. What we also want to do is we starting to see some here, some cassava. The cassava doesn't work unless it is fermented, so we're going to be fermenting it here. That is not connected, so we're going to be doing this one little temporary thing here. And these two are prioritized, so we can get that fermented. Nothing to do in range. Yep, that went quickly. You are going to be just paused, because once I build these ladders, then it will be getting up and taking out all that. Let's see, can they reach it? Well, they probably can reach it once these are built. So that's yet another tree cutting thing that's out. This one is also soon out. And we probably need to make another forester over on this side as well. And the levee here gets fixed in the last second. As you can see, we still maintain most of the water in here, so this is good. Whew, that was a little bit, cutting it a little bit too close here. There we go. And the reason why was because someone had decided to move all of these a little bit. The reason why I moved this is because I actually need this tile and this tile for some of the decorations that we need moving forward. For example, the shrubbery, which is not something we really want right now, but I'm gonna do it there. And the shrubbery and the lantern, those are both like really good to get. And once we have them, then they will be positioned here, and then it will be affecting everyone going in and out of the housing area. And likewise, we'll build them on this side as well later on. But this drought should then be a little bit better than usual. There we go. This one will be making fermented cassavas, and that should be something we have enough of. So we just need to make sure we have, let's see, that's 2 of these running. Good. All right, so now it should be safe-ish. What we can also see is here. So even the drought, during the drought, the bad water is not coming in. But when there's a bad water, which only comes in like cycle, I don't know, 10 or something. So a long time until we have to worry about that. But this would dry out our mangrove forest. So good thing we haven't started building the mangrove forest just yet. It's almost done with planting the oaks, but then it'll get started on the mangrove down here. And that's another drought. So at this point we can say, okay, these normal droughts, they're not going to be a problem. So that should be fine. And we can then start pausing you and unpausing that, and then go back into this cycle. So now what our objective is to sort of scale up a little bit, get the mangroves so they get a little bit more happy, get these inputs here so they get a little bit more happy on us, and then get some gears going once we sort of have stabilized a little bit on the food. I think that there's one more food that we want, and that's I think we want to take this out and then make soybeans, I think. Let's see, where is it? Soybeans, but I think that there's a problem with the soybeans. The soybeans need canola oil, so that's a little bit more complicated. So I think we'll wait a little bit with that. But now that this gets pushed out, then we should be able to get, you can see that the first little mangrove trees are here. That will also help a little bit with happiness. And then there's a big effort on building this one. And then I guess out here we'll just make this as the outflow. They're becoming more stable, and we can see that now the oak is finally coming in, and that's one of the big benchmarks. Like, we have to expand to carve out stuff, and then at some point we'll realize, okay, finally we're actually in a good position, and this is where we are. We're now starting to see some of the oak come through. It's really nice. All of our wood, even though we still have a little bit of stockpile, but it's going down here pretty quickly, being built into this dam and boxing in this part. So we should be mindful that when there's a drought, this one will potentially dry out, and that could be a problem, but it will not be contaminated with bad water. But if there's a bad water, then it will flow all the way through, and that's going to be a problem. So that's but there should be a long time until we see the bad water coming in. What we can do, and what I want to do, is that we want to get a little bit more farmland, and that's the soybeans is the next one. So I'm going to be building the soybeans over here-ish. And that should be possible because these two, they should also be able to do that. The only problem now is I also need canola. And if I need canola, then I need an oil press to get the canola into canola oil. So without that, the soybeans are not particularly useful. And I'd actually like to build it over here, but someone has been building something else in this location. So not quite ideal, but we are going to try to make a little bit of canola farm over here. And then when we can explode this, it'll be better. So we want a little farmhouse here. That should be there. Maybe I even want to make... No, I'd have to build it, even though it's going to block that one potentially. And then we'll make a little bit of canola on this side. That's this one. I'll just make it all the space we have. It's a little bit clunky space, but that's going to be fine. And this one will be canola and just one of those. And then we'll also need an oil press. Oil press is coming in here. That will cost 120 and it needs some gears. So in order for us to get the next step, we have to make the gear factories. And I'll make the gear factories here and here. And then obviously that one as well. And then I'll replace this eventually. And then we can get another fermenter up here to be focused on the canola or on the soybeans. But you know, if we get these two going, that should be fine. Good. We have everything else because once we have the gears, then we do need the gears to build a bigger water tank. That's one of the priority things. And as I recall, it's actually the bad one. It's this one here, that's going to be reserved for gears. Yes, that's a little bit weird that that's the gear one. All right, so that is done. And we now have to just wait until this gets built. And yeah, we get some gears going. This is going to be a little bit too close, but what we really want to do for the next round here, next is actually getting a big tank, and that could be built right there. That would be awesome and perfect and amazing. But unfortunately, I don't think that we have the time to build it because it needs 20 gears and 30 planks. And we have planks enough, yes, but not enough gears. Well, they're just all been brought over here, all the gears, 16. So oof, that needs to keep going. And if that keeps going, then we could maybe make it, but it needs 4 more of these, and the drought is coming in right now. But the good news is that even though we are going to lose all of the thrust power here, we have now encapsulated this part so that it flows out slowly here. And that means the mangrove forest should be surviving. It should not be drying out as a result of this drought. And this will slow down, and so will the other one. We don't have any power, so this one goes online and goes up to keep going some power here. And we still need 4 more of the gears. Too bad we didn't quite get it. Almost. There we go. The drought has ended, and this is actually looking really nice. We have a good forest. We have good everything. We have 2 of these going. I think we need to turn this off because we can use all of this to get going. What we then kind of are missing, there's just a few things missing to sort of complete this, well, should we say tech level. Hauling post is something that we really want to have. We can put those up here because this is kind of a useless spot. So we can take a haulage post and we can also do a builder hut next to it as well. I couldn't build it down here if I wanted to. I could build it actually basically nowhere. So we'll build it up here. We just need one of these just to get some building going. And over here, there's this one. We start needing to get more. If we get the soybeans, we need to get more. So I can show you what the plan for this one is. There, and there. And we will also have something on top of it as well. But let me just try it and do this. So I'm going to do this, and then go remove you, and remove you, and remove you, and remove you. There, and that will be like that. There, so they can easily come from either side, go in and go up to either of these on top. And on top of that, when we want to make it taller, we can also do that. I also want to get the double thing here. Yes, that one. And I want to make that in here because that's going to be here. And I'm just going to bring it over to this location because that will give us potentially the next level here. That one and that one. And the reason why I want to build this is not because I want this, but because I actually want to build the stuff that's one higher up, because what we need to do what we want to have is we want actually this laborer monument, and it has 7 tile radius. So if I can build it on top of this, it can cover everything, and that would be a really nice way to sort of wrap up this this episode here before we're going into the metal phase. So what we want to do is we want to continue like this, and also it's gonna be a little tricky. That goes 1 up, and then over here, then you can go on top, and then it's ladders, or here, and that one in here. It goes up here, and then what I can then do is I can unlock that one. That's 1000. It's a little bit more than we have, so we're gonna have to wait until we can get that. But there's also a lot of stuff that needs to be done here, so we'll just let that go. Because if I look at another thing, I can also do roofs. Let's do roof 3x3. They can also be built up here and here, because that would actually affect pretty much everyone that goes out. If I also build them on top of that and on top of that, then they'll be going out. Most of them are, or everything is going out on this side. So this is good. Oh wow, these have already been done. That's built. Things are built really quickly now. So this will be the soybeans, fermented soybeans. Yes, please. And the other ones will be a whole lot of nope. Yeah, and they're blinking because they're both not assigned to anything, and they're also no path in there. But we'll get the path pretty quickly, because you can see things are building very, very rapidly. I can even do out here. I think that we are actually 11 people are not working, so we really need to scale up on things that we do. So we then gets an oil press here. Oil press. Oh, that's also a... Oh, that also takes power. Yeah, we need to figure out how to get the power over on the other side as well. That's going to be a little bit more problematic, or annoying at least. Because that involves getting a building out here and leading it that way. And then leading it here. And then I guess we could do something like this. That one can take that and then make it here. That's the oil press. Oil press can then be built here, and then I'm gonna have to build there, and that one in order for us to get the oil press going. And then I need another fermenter. I can build it in a temporary spot, and I don't like building it in a temporary spot, but I'm gonna do it now. So I'm gonna build a fermenter, and I'm gonna come on, fermenter. Yeah, I'm gonna build it like this, because then it is powered immediately. There. And this one fermenter will be fermenting soybeans. There we go. We have a improvement here on goals. That's because we're starting to get some fermented soybeans here. Mangrove fruits is somehow not getting anywhere. They should be... Oh, right. They're actually ready. Ha, that's kind of sad, because I'm missing the gatherer flag. Mangrove fruits here. Can you reach everything? Where can you be placed so you can reach everything? That one can reach everything. But I'd actually really want it up here. So I'm going to kill one of these trees. Yeah, that's not right. That's not an important tree to get rid of. And then we'll build the mangrove forest. Bigger. Ooh, look at that. Okay, so we get this one. And there we go. That's getting done. That's going to be a little bit more important. Great, and nothing to do in range, and that's also here. Right, so we've also cleaned out this area. This is really nice. We also have a lot of stuff here. We have, this one is actually starting to come in, so we can enable you as well. I think we're almost ready to get started on the next phase of the game here, because we are getting the oil press. That gets us a lot of fermented soybeans. Well, it's still barely keeping up, but I think that with the mangrove fruits coming in as well, we should be getting seeing a good improvement here. So the last thing was I actually wanted the science production so that I could build all of that up here. These are not built, but they're almost built, and then I'd get just that last bit in here. We'll get that as the final piece. Now the drought is coming in, but that's okay. We're going to be getting the laborers monument up here. Yes, indeed, that is important, and that will be a great addition. I don't think that's going to be right there. I think it's going to be right there. Whatever. That's that's going to be just a fine place. So this one, hurry up and build it. 200 pieces inbound, and once we get it, we should get a nice little boost as well. So as we are seeing this completed, we can then take a look at here. We can see that they are thirst, hunger, sleep, shelter, wet fur, that's being fixed with these showers. We get the kohlrabi. All the food that we have is already at full. And then the shrub, lantern, and roof should be something that actually affects everyone. It doesn't quite now, but it really should. That's kind of when people when they grow up, they don't already have that in the first impact. But everyone going in and out will be going through one of these tiles. Same here, and therefore they will be affected. So this is good, and once this one's done, we get a nice boost otherwise. So the next thing we want to do after this, which will be in the next episode, is to go out here, get some scrap metal, and start refining the metal into something else. That means getting a much bigger power network as well, and going into the metal era. So I hope you have enjoyed this episode. I really want this one to complete. Come on, you could do it, right? There. So I hope you have enjoyed this episode. If you have, be sure to hit the like button and leave a comment below, because, well, I'd like to know what you think about what we could do in this series, or what we should do differently, or mistakes, all that stuff. Then I'll try to fix it if it hasn't been already pre-recorded. So there we go. Wow, that's the one. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time, take care and stay effective.